And the last bit that I want to talk about, and I think this is the most important one, in my opinion, is this parasocial relationship that sometimes exists between the people who, consume content and the people who make it.
And to me, like, anyone could watch you. Anyone could watch you and build some sort of like parasocial mindset with any streamer or content creator they watch, and it's dangerous.
A lot of them were really respectful, but a lot of them were just these super entitled, obsessed super fans that wanted her, that wanted all of her.
Yeah, parasocial stuff is a thing, but it's born of loneliness, it's not born of streamers. It's just not. Like, people develop parasocial relationships before streaming even began.
When someone interacts with us, we form emotional bonds with them. There's a community of people out there who are forming bonds with influencers.
Taylor's hardcore fans really do believe they are this close to being considered her friends. Remember when she was inviting fans to her home and baking them cookies and letting them listen to the album before anybody else?
You had fun, you liked it.
I found them on the internet for the other.
I don't think anybody's ever considered how it goes both ways. Just as much as like some people are like in a parasocial relationship, like so are most streamers and VTubers too.
Creators, singers, artists are so susceptible and so obsessed with what their fans say. They look up indirects of what people are saying. They look at all their tags, all their mentions, all their DMs, and they form what they do in their life to heed to a lot of the requests of the fans.
Y'all want to hear a very brutal truth? This be a spectrum, but everybody deals with parasocial relationships. So let's talk about it!
I know, you like my style. Nasty, gritty, looking pretty while I crack a smile.
Relationship. The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. We get connected with all types of things in life. With the homies, with pets and animals, with plushies, and most notably, with the media we watch every day. And my screen time is how much? Help me! Now, I heavily grew up on media and the internet. I'm not afraid to admit that. TV and films, video games, online entertainment, anime and music. I'd be consuming that shit like crazy. These forms of media are produced or acted out by celebrities and creators extending their works to fans. And for some, it can become very easy for them to grow attached and spark something that goes a bit too deep into the parasocial territory.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Parasocial relationships are, let me make it simple. They're one-side relationships in which one extends emotional energy to another fella, and that fella don't know you like that. You know how people love a fictional character in media, are inspired to be like them? Maybe they find a friend in them, or in some instances kin them. Some people as fans feel a connection to the character, even if the character isn't real or obtainable. It's kinda like that with how fans view media celebrities. According to Benjamin P. Fraser and William J. Brown, the proliferation of entertainment media worldwide has increased the exposure of celebrities to mass audiences and given them a powerful status. Fans view these celebrities like heroes, but unlike a hero distinguished by their achievement, a celebrity is distinguished by the image they create through media. But here's the tea. This is likely not your first video hearing about parasocialism. There are countless videos on the subject, whether that's parasocialism towards artists, idols, content creators, VTubers, celebrities. You've always kind of hear it in a very common way. Parasocialism is bad. Wow. Fans get parasocial towards like the media people, and it can get pretty damn bad. And you'd be right, like you'd be right in many regards. But what if I told you this topic is far more nuanced than a mere Google dictionary? Yeah, I didn't read the definition because of my declining attention span. I was secretly cooking, because this is how everyone deals with parasocial relationships. Like that title job?
Shut your bitch ass up! Jesus Christ, parasocial!
In 1956, the term parasocial was first coined by US sociologist Donald Horton and R. Richard Worrell with the term parasocial interaction. As they state in their report Mass Communication and Parasocial Interaction, one of the striking characteristics of the new mass media is that they give the illusion of face-to-face relationship with the performer. A lot of niggas experience intimate connections with radio, television, movie personalities, despite it not being real. But damn, it felt real.
It's still real to me, damn it!
The spectator and performer relationship became the term we use today, parasocial relationship. And according to Time magazine, 51% of Americans report being in a parasocial relationship. And that's just Americans. Which made me realize, a lot of people say this is a modern issue. This goes all the way back to when we first had celebrities. So, quick question. Y'all remember the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley?
Well, it
Elvis Presley had one of the biggest fan craze cultures back then, and kind of still does when you think about it. From fans purchasing every record, to fans picking up the grass and dirt from which Elvis walked. Hell, even a fan building his own Graceland. Like, imagine someone loving you so much they built your home. I found a questionnaire asking people what it was like being an Elvis Presley fan back then, and this is the most highlighted response. I don't know how to explain. I feel like his voice was coming out of me. It was like a learning experience. It was like falling in love. Exciting, happiness, glorious. It was a connection. It was a feeling of compassion, almost like a religious experience. It was like always having to defend him. Even to this day, I hear an entertainer singing any song he sang, they disappear and I hear him. He was that powerful. You just had to be a fan to understand. It becomes a part of your life. Nothing explains it. Nothing really explains it. He was a phenomenon. Elvis had fans by a chokehold.
Only the best can do this.
For as long as we've created celebrity, we've had celebrity gossip, and we've had parasocial relationships.
But there's something important to mention about the past. Back then, people, worshipped and loved media stars, but meeting and obtaining any interaction with them was next to impossible. You were likely never going to say anything to Elvis back then. But now, the media stars of today feel even closer than before, and the reason for that is simple. The rise of the internet and social media. People hear way more about mass media personalities' life than before, and even form deep bonds with them. This is primarily due to the rise of video sharing, streaming, and social media. The media industry has changed the standard of how we see many modern celebrities, and now people are forming bonds with influencers.
This is one of the outcomes of the internet. And why is it? It's because celebrities in the past didn't interact with you. You saw only certain slices, very curated slices of a celebrity's life. You see them in the movies, you see them on certain media interviews, but you don't get to see the day-to-day moments of the life. How do you feel connected to another human being? You feel connected when you see the day-to-day moments of their life.
Back in the past, celebrities had this sort of allure and mystery to them. But there's been a new wave of transparency and authenticity. As Emergency explains in this video, Gen Z has ended the age of the celebrity. The transparency of celebrities and influencers on social media proved to be very effective.
People would constantly enjoy content from their faves who were directly talking to camera about any and everything and allowing people to peer into their everyday lives almost daily, to the point where it felt like these people weren't just influencers, weren't just creators, but were actually friends, like a long distance friend. And it feels a lot better and it's a lot easier to want to support and root for someone you see as a friend rather than someone that you see as an idol or someone that you put on a pedestal.
Like, I find myself using the words celebrity, creator, and influencer interchangeably a lot, because so many of them are connected with their fans through online media. Modern mass media personalities are aware of the new generation's love for connection, and in many ways reach out to foster such connections for their growth, for better or for worse. A good celebrity example of this is Taylor Swift. An example being during that one album release she showed to select fans early at her house.
I got this idea before I finished the album, and I wanted to call it the 1989 Secret Sessions. And so I wanted to give fans a chance to hear it before it came out, like a month before it came out. And I'd never done this before. I wanted it to be these people who've been so dedicated, but I've never gotten to thank them in person. I would go online, I would look at their Instagram pages or their Tumblr or their Twitter or whatever, and just kind of watch them for months and months. And then I invited them over and
they came.
And they came.
In many ways, Taylor Swift has gone past the usual boundaries of the spectator-performer relationship to try to form a deeper bond. Not just to stoke the fans' feelings, although it hella does that, but also lift herself up from online criticism and negativity. And doing that has gotten her notable criticism, most notably from Robert Topie's video titled How Taylor Swift Profits from Parasocial Delusions.
The power that this gesture holds over a fan base is unparalleled. Interactions over the internet have limits in the ways they psychologically affect people. By inviting fans into her home, however, Taylor Swift removes all these barriers, making fans feel as if they're her close confidants.
A lot of her actions have cultivated her current fan base of the Swifties. Swifties are wild. Do not with Taylor Swift. They will jump your ass. I bring all of this up to prove a point. Every industry stokes the flame of parasocial relationships, from idols, streamers, artists, VTubers, and as I mentioned, celebrities. And we're gonna dive into how they all do it, because I feel like talking on some shit.
And last but not least, we have Mark Phillips with men's instigating once again.
Parasocial relationships with content creators and streamers. Dog, you get the gist. Yada yada, one-sided relationship, yada yada, they don't know you.
I get it!
But how does it work with specifically content creation? Content creators are active on socials, but do it primarily through their produced content and media. This subject has a bit of a twist though. Back in the day, interacting with your favorite content creator was a task, to say the least. Like, there were comment sections, but the chance of you getting a dedicated reply or personal response wasn't in the cards. But as mentioned before, shit changes. People realized how valuable it was building a community of their fans in their creative endeavors. So, like influencers, they interact and reveal a lot of themselves. Of course, not every, but a lot of them do. You have Twitter and Instagram, but now there are community sites like Discord and Reddit to interact and get recognized by your favorite creator, as well as be part of their community. Join my Discord, by the way. As such, people feel an even deeper bond towards content creators with how much they push out. And then, Twitch took off. Twitch is the platform for live interactive content for multiple hours a day. The platform allows a viewer to see the personal activities of a streamer, playing games, chatting with chat, whatever the ever-living hell goes on in the Kais and that stream, making art, cooking, or reacting to things. But here's the thing about Twitch. It's a crazy psychological system when you think about it. For many, it's a different experience than watching an entertainer. That instead of like a circus performer and an audience watching it, it's like a personal podcast. It's you, the viewer, and the streamer. You respond and I respond back to you. It feels one-on-one, right? Any interaction feels real.
It's still real to me, damn it!
And I need to get it. Cynthia makes a pretty great analogy to the illusion in her video, Parasocial Relationships Are Hard to Define.
Twitch creates an illusion that every single time my favorite streamer goes live, they're hanging out with me, they're talking directly to me, and they're sharing their life details with me, as if I was a friend. When I donate, they say, "Thank you, that's very kind." And when I buy their merch, they say, "I really appreciate you." And the more I donate, the more attention I'm likely to get, and the more I feel like I am a special and needed person in their life.
Viewers are the reason the creator is being viewed. Viewers, it's in the damn name. And for a lot of viewers, the creator is the reason they can get through their rough days. And so, parasocial relationships commonly get fostered, even accidentally.
So that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna do that, and then I came back and
How much time do I need to watch to support them? How much money do I need to donate to get recognized? How much do I need to talk and chat to be brought up? How much do I need to do to become their friend? The parasocial side relies so much on the streamer, even to their detriment. Trauma dumping.
Oh, nah.
Where instead of seeking proper help, they turn to a streamer to vent to. I'm not saying this to shame them, like mental health is a very serious thing, but these things require proper professionals knowing what they're doing. Not many streamers, they're not really occupied. But why do these boundaries get stretched and pushed a lot? Because to these parasocial viewers, the streamer is their comfort, their main one, if not their only one. And in some ways, their life. It's the reason that they feel like their life has been saved.
I get this all the time on Twitch. Ludwig, you saved my life. No, I didn't save your life. I've been playing Pokemon and Among Us in Minecraft. Where in that journey did I save your life? Did I pick up a scalpel and take out a cancerous lump? No. All I did was play games, and you used me as a distraction to maybe get through a bad period or whatever it was.
And oh my god, how could I nearly forget? Who can forget the viewers who genuinely think they have a chance to go out or date the creator?
You not a different breed. You just different. You're weird.
And in some worst cases, it has gotten so bad that streamers have been stalked and harassed or just horribly treated by parasocial fans. One of the most viral videos, when you search up parasocial relationships and streamers together, is Ludwig's video. And you'll see this clip from Patrick Atala's documentary.
How could we not get attached to someone like you? Just treat it like you would treat the TV show Mad Men. You shouldn't form a relationship with me. At the end of the day, I'm entertainment. If I stop entertaining, you stop watching. That's it. That's what I want from you guys, because I'm not your friend. I will never, ever hang out with you, and I don't care about you because I don't know you. I can't. There are 13,000 people here. I can't care about all of you because I don't know any of you.
Many content creators have put the efforts to set up boundaries between them and their fans. My life is my life, and I'm here to entertain and make you laugh, not to be yours and yours alone. It's a bit different in the world of idols. K-pop idols, Japanese idols, hell, even Chinese idols. You mainly hear of the first two industries. Despite their differences, there's an overarching subject surrounding East Asian entertainment. idol culture.
Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T.
Idols are celebrities who are exalted for their public persona, training not only to sing and dance effectively, but to become a perfect image in mass media. Whether that's going on hella strict diets or altering their bodies to stress the ideas of beauty, they're meant to be perfect models. All of their strenuous labor and promotional activities serve one goal: creating an image that connects with fans. Fans are the key to the success of idols and talent agencies. It's how they make their money.
Let's see the money.
If, they aren't in debt. Wait a minute, some idols don't even get paid? Fans attend the concerts, buy the records, send donations, watch their online media, and even provide free marketing through online posting. Like, people run fan pages. So these stars are encouraged to foster a deeper connection for the profit, meeting the fans in person through handshake events, doing videos and interacting with messages, constantly vocalizing their support, and most notably, restricting their personal lives to focus on the fans' desires. And the image is important. Be sexy, yet innocent, attractive, yet obtainable, perfect, yet completely uncorrupted, and don't let it show. Lie if you have to. The idol practically belongs to the fans, and they live their lives for them. I love you. I do everything for you. Your support is the reason I work so hard. This lifestyle encourages the gachikois, fans who are in love with Japanese idols, and the sasang, people who are obsessed with Korean idols and hell even invasive, to get even more obsessed. And that parasocial relationship? I wonder if it creates problems. I wonder. People who have disturbed idols based on their fixation. Stalkers who have harassed, attacked, sent threats, or invaded the living of idols. There's even a story of a stalker who found a Japanese star by peering into the reflection of her eyes. And the horrible instance of a pop idol being stabbed 60 times. And she managed to live to sue the police. Stand proud. You are strong. You'll see a very common word for these stories: obsessed. Obsession runs rampant, and it revolves around the industry, exerting more pressure on idols, but also helping fans escape a stressful lifestyle. And if you know about how bad the work culture there, it doesn't really surprise me that this is how it is. Compared to content creation, Western pop culture and VTubing, East Asian culture ain't my forte. So after this video, you also watch Ani's video, Parasocial Relationships in East Asia, a look into obsession. Or just check out her channel. Check that out, or I'll find your home.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
We haven't even gotten into the huge taboo that exists in idol culture. Think before having a romantic relationship.
Think, Mark.
If you're in a K-pop group, don't get caught. And if you're a Japanese idol, lock yourself up. It's a taboo that has even led to some music labels putting rules that restrict artists from having a partner. Dating? Having a relationship?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
And a lot of times it's not in malice. It's for their own good. But why is that? Because of the fans. In 2013, female Japanese pop star Minami Minegishi was exposed for dating Alanchi Arhama, a dancer and a boy band, as she broke their cardinal rule of no dating. Moreover, she recorded an apology and even shaved her head to, quote, show contrition for her thoughtless and immature actions. This self-public execution was because she broke the illusion of her fans by dating a boy. Hiyama Saya, a Japanese weather newscaster, was exalted like an idol. She rose massively in popularity for her cute weather clips and nerdy hobbies. However, it was found that she was in a relationship with Yoshihito Nishioka, a professional tennis player. Hell, she confirmed it herself on her Twitter. It also caused Weather News live stock to drop, a loss in her follower count, and mass vitriol in message board and comment sections for her being in a relationship. Saya still works for Weather News, and everything's back to normal, but the chaos was all caused by people's exaltation of her public persona and people idolizing her.
There's no way out of this one.
Editor Taledo here. I was, editing. I usually record before I get B-roll, and I was looking and
ウェザーニュースを退職することになりました。
You mean you leaving? Oh, it's real. Oh, it's real. 2 years ago, in 2022, online rumors sparked that Blackpink's Jennie and BTS's V were dating. Next year, in May 2023, reportedly, in quotations, pictures of them together started circulating the internet, walking together in France, strolling hand in hand. Now let me stress, these were rumors. A lot of K-pop fans supported them and asked people to respect their lives, but there was an overall uproar around their activities with the footage. It's just not a regular thing to see people date. Fun fact, 3 months ago of this upload, you see news sources saying that they supposedly broke up. But how the fuck do you confirm a relationship broke up when neither party confirmed an actual relationship? This ain't my fucking business! Why am I hearing about this? He maybe subtly confirmed it with Instagram uploads, this is not my business. Compared to Western media stars, there's a difference in culture around Eastern media stars in their personal lives. People seem more receptive to celebrities dating in the West. Hell, they encourage it. For example, when Taylor Swift announced she was dating NFL pro player Travis Kelce, fans supported it, and the relationship was promoted more in broadcasting. And I remember when Tom Holland and Zendaya announced being together, although I saw some niggas fall to their knees in a Walmart, I remember other reactions well. Zendaya is in a relationship with the Tom Holland? That white boy kinda alright.
You high, white boy!
Go, white boy, go. If you break her heart, I will personally break the continuation of your bloodline. In the East, though, it's hella taboo. Because as idols, you are living for the fans, and you don't want to lose them.
Idols are like products. You're their biggest asset and you're their money makers. So if you start dating, the fans will sometimes leave you.
They train, produce content, show love, cultivate their image, and perfect everything all for the fans because again, you're living for them. There is no time for personal activities.
We barely have time to eat, so dating would never have fit our schedule. We didn't have any pressure from the company about this, but mostly our career and position is based on our fans, so we are a bit cautious about this issue.
Like, there is the culture of not dating to maintain the illusion of being romantically obtainable, but another part is focusing one's entire efforts providing for the fans who bring the money and support you. When fans see how hard their favorite idol works, the journey they take, and even areas in which they restrict themselves for them, it makes the fans want to do everything to support them more. Whether it's love or desire, support or appeasement, this industry, like many will mention, massively runs off parasocialism. For better or for worse, there's always going to be instances of bad, but there are instances of good. These connections are a tunnel to the Eastern entertainment industry, and on our next section on VTubers, this gives us a pretty good perspective, because many VTubers combine content creation culture and or idol culture to be where they are today. VTubers are online entertainers who use virtual characters instead of the usual faces. It's a phenomenon that gained recognition in the late 2010s with the rise of Kizuna Ai and absolutely blew up in 2020 with the takeover of Hololive. Many VTubers are content creators, but some are like idols. They stream and create content, actively interact and show love to their fans, and perform song and concerts while keeping an attractive public image. However, the most important thing around these VTubers is one thing: fitting your role, or kayfabe. For any of my non-VTuber fans watching this, kayfabe is a professional wrestling term referring to the act of presenting stage performances as genuine or authentic. Ultimately, VTubers mainly in the corporate sphere play up a gimmick, a character for the times they are seen in online media. For example, Hololive VTuber Moi Calliope commonly plays into her kayfabe of a cool rapping Grim Reaper rather than a girl from the United States.
You found out my real voice, I'm sorry, I've been trying to hide it.
Save me, white woman. But that role adds to the unique viewing experience. Some viewers may have heard of WWE wrestler Brennan Williams or Mace for this wrestling move. He's known in otaku circles and has done VTubing before by the name of Jibo, while remarking how both wrestling and VTubing have its similarities. But why do I bring up kayfabe with VTubing? People get very attached to the role and characters these entertainers play. They get immersed in them not just as a content creator, a provider of unique content, and not just as an idol, an attractive personality for their choosing, but as a persona, as an idea, as an object. Not all, but several VTubers were innovated to farm parasocial relationships. And when you look at the revenue these VTubers make, damn, that shit good! The viewers grow attached, some a bit too attached. You aren't just a VTuber, not just a creator or idol. You are mine. You better give me my time. Combining both aspects, you'll notice they'll run into problems both media fields face. For one, people depend so hard on their presence and content that they believe they're owed an experience. If the creator doesn't give everything they want, it creates problems, especially if the fans chose to give them money. A notable instance is with Gargura, the biggest VTuber in the world. For many months, she'd be on hiatus for her own personal reasons, notably without many updates. Whenever she'd return, most of her fans were supportive, but you'll constantly hear a vocal minority harass, belittle, and attack her for a time off, calling her lazy, saying she abandoned them, how she owes them an explanation, yelling how she's not providing the service for the money they give her, which y'all can cancel your memberships anytime. You aren't stuck in a contract.
You are not a tree, you can move.
That's right, that's right.
Viewers have asked very invasive questions through super chats, attempted to harass talents for not doing what they wanted, or gone completely off the deep end. Many VTubers, both corporate and independent, have stories of dealing with stalkers, but there's more to it. VTubing also has many aspects of idol culture entwined with it. I mean, so many cute boys and cute girls playing the ideal image. The fans desire them, not just for entertainment, but for their control and personal desire. So imagine what it's like when they interact with the opposite sex. If you watch a content creator like, say, Valkyrae, you'll notice that she streams and collabs with all types of people, guys and girls and whatever. She's dealt with parasocial fans, but she creates for her demographic of all types of people who enjoy her streams. It's kinda different for VTubers. At times, if a VTuber would collab with men, some VTubers would just actively be enraged, because there are unwritten rules. VTubers, especially corporate VTubers, have demographics in mind, mostly otaku men. For example, Hololive promotes itself as an idol group providing female talent, so they have a male-focused audience. And Nijisanji's Luxium is an all-male generation that blew up, so they have a giant female audience. It's not just admiration though. People generally desire the presence of the VTubers, and many in romantic ways. Some VTubers even play into it for content. There are VTubers who roleplay as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend. The VTuber is heavily desired, and any sort of connection between a male and female destroys the illusion of select fans. Tokoyami Towa is a 4th generation Hololive VTuber that rose in popularity. However, on March 4th of 2020, she took a break from stream. Okay. And a male voice was heard in the background. A vocal minority of fans attacked and harassed her. Hololive even made an announcement for the inconvenience caused, and Towa apologized and had to take a 1-week break. It's in the past, she's moved forward and fans stood and supported her, but this drama all started for having a male voice in the background of a stream that wasn't even a boyfriend. Fox Akuma is a Nijisanji VTuber who collabs with all types of people, but also provides a personal boyfriend experience. This grew him a widely parasocial fanbase. During a personal ASMR stream, Reimu Endo, a female Nijisanji VTuber, called him asking for help with a game. This interrupted the personal time for the parasocial Vox fans, and a vocal group attacked and sent threats to Reimu Endo for breaking their me time. And as such, Vox had to put his foot down. But the parasocial fanbase shows how volatile it gets. We're gonna treat this with care. I don't like handling very serious stories, so look into some of the bigger details yourself. Ura Harushia was a girlfriend experienced VTuber for Hololive, and Mafu Mafu was a boyfriend experienced Utaite, meaning they both had a very parasocial and rabid fanbase. In February of 2022, a Discord message popped up on Rushia's stream, making fans speculate if they were living and dating, thus causing massive uproar and chaos. I've talked about that situation in a previous video on VTuber terminations, go check that out. But as it turns out, in January of 2024, a tabloid magazine exposed that not only were Rushia and Mafu Mafu married, but they were divorced. Later, Mafu Mafu came out with his own story as well as his personal experience with who he calls Asan. Mike Neko, the talent behind Rushia, also came out with her story, confirmed she was married to him, and also shared her own responses and accusations. There's a lot of legal talk between the two, and respectfully, that's not my business to really give you an opinion on. That's for the law to decide and other people who want to dive into that. But do you know what was taken as the shocker and what made Rushia fans start crying in Discord calls? Not the confirmations of slander, not the claims of abuse, cheating, and harassment, but being previously married and taken. There's a funny quote that I found that completely out of context fits well in this situation. How do these viewers view VTubers?
They don't treat you like a friend. They treat you like an item.
That quote comes from Snapcube's Sonic 06 fan dub around being a gamer in the friend zone.
Anyway, where we dropping, boys?
But remove all context and can apply here. For many fans, VTubers aren't seen like active entertainers or human beings. They're seen as virtual anime characters. For this audience, it becomes easy to objectify them like a character and not treat them like regular people, but rather the roles they view them as. And if you switch up, change your content, don't provide the experience, or ruin the illusion of kayfabe, shit gets bad. Should I mention this? I will. As I started collecting notes for this, there was a VTuber by the name of Yuko Yorei who announced she wanted to move into different content directions and remove previous parasocial members' content. Look at this fucking account. Parasocial relationships are wild. However, at the same time, there might be quote-unquote parasocial fans who really support the VTuber. I mean, with Toa from earlier, several overseas fans came out to support her and help push her forward. And Toa remains a voice for many parasocial fans to get through difficult times. Let's also mention something important. VTubing blew up in 2020, and 2020 was the beginning of boom! What? Pandemic. So what was the overall effect of this parasocial bond caused by such a media personality? I found a study by Chinese student Yulan Tan to see how intense the parasocial attachment to VTubers is among their audience. And while it mentioned some other stuff, there was something interesting I found. Quote, "It is clear that there were positive correlations between the parasocial attachment to VTubers and the stress relief for the audience of VTubers during C19. Moreover, this positive effect of PSA on stress relief during the pandemic was manifested in different aspects in women and men, and more manifest in people from 26 to 30 in the subgroup of age and people who were working. This can help us see how the parasocial attachment to VTubers may positively influence different types of viewers." And that kind of got me thinking.
Why do you watch a creator? Why do you watch someone like me when there's highly produced shows on Netflix or Amazon, or someone like XQC, or someone like one of these VTubers? And the reason is simple. It's loneliness and escapism.
We are one of the loneliest generations in the history of our world. According to a Statista 2020 study, 61% of all US adults feel lonely, with over 3/4 of this making up our Gen Z. And this ain't just a US issue, like adults feel lonely across numerous countries. And nowadays, we've become a lot more aware of things that, well, suck.
It's trash! I'm playing, bro. It's actually ass!
Humans grow up and work their ass off at jobs. Their personal lives may be in disarray. Certain events in this world are so egregious to witness, and they struggle to form relationships, whether friendly or romantic. The world kind of fucking sucks, to say the least. And more, humans are struggling with mental health. So where do many people turn to for comfort, for an escape? Social media, online networking, media and entertainment, and in this case, online content and media personalities. They make up the quote-unquote connections that many fans struggle to create or cultivate in their available time. And with the time you have, you engage so much of it with them and their presence.
But they said you're the sum of your 5 best friends, and that includes parasocial relationships. You think about, in a given week, who's between your ears, right? You might call your mom, your brother, your best friend. You know, I talked to my best friend the other day on the phone, 20 minutes, fun conversation, laughed. Great. If I listen to one of your episodes, I potentially am with you for 3 hours, uninterrupted, in between my ears. And you potentially will spend more time with them than you will with your own parents or your, even your best friends. Your best friends.
You spend so much time engaging with them. Not only that, but in most videos, they're not just looking at the camera, they're looking directly at you. We as humans, or actually y'all, I'm a fallen angel, I'm not like you niggas. Humans are social animals. They search for social interactions. And if they can't find it in the conventional ways, they'll look for other avenues. And with the massive impact media leaves on so many people, why wouldn't they become fans? It satiates the feelings of stress. It helps them move forward in a life of struggle. So for many, there's gonna be emotional attachment. And you remember that definition of parasocial relationships I conveniently skipped?
Read!
Just think about it. Being a fan is the first steps in a parasocial relationship. So that feeling, that emotional attachment you feel to a celebrity, to a creator, idol, VTuber, any sort of big media personality, I will die on the hill to say it's valid. You are valid to care about the media you watch and the content you engage with.
I know that the word parasocial has been thrown around a lot, and then some people have tried to make you feel bad for having that parasocial attachment to begin with. You're allowed to care about the content you watch, and you're allowed to care about us. If we've had an impact on your life, and the videos that we've made have had an impact on your life, that's awesome. And that means a lot to us, and I don't want this moment to change how you feel or make you look back and go, that wasn't real, or I should feel dumb forever investing emotionally in the first place.
Parasocialism can get very bad. The side that stalks and harasses motherfuckers. The side that finds people's homes purely from their eyes. The side that is generally in love with these people and would kill them. And they absolutely are bad and deserve to be called out. And you see sometimes where it becomes good. Whether it's working out now that you see your favorite streamer is doing it. Learning a language to understand your favorite Japanese VTuber. Learning skills like marketing and editing to promote your favorite idols and celebrities. Those are great things, and those all spark from an emotional attachment you feel to someone else that you don't know and they don't know you. And the obvious, getting through the stress of a world like hell. Most fans with a parasocial bond know their boundaries. They know not to disturb what they look up to. So not all parasocialism is bad. And for creators in the media industry, we kind of want to create that emotional response. Creators and celebrities care so much about the fan. That's why everyone puts so much work into this industry. And parasocialism doesn't just go for fans, this goes for media personalities too. Several people look up to performers, even other performers themselves. Before anyone gets into entertainment, there's likely another personality that people attach to for what they produce or represent. People use their presence to get through the hard times or as an inspiration to dive further, and that applies to the creators. Before I became a creator, there were many faces in this industry that inspired me, plus a familiar face you'll always see in my videos. You know, I wonder how Corey would react to my existence.
I'm not watching this!
We have people who inspire us, who we look up to and engage our primary time with, and who give us that push to move forward. Yeah, we don't know these like that, and they don't know us. For some performers, that's the fans. I mentioned Taylor Swift earlier and how she's made many fans believe she's their friend, but she's emotionally attached too.
You take this very seriously, knowing that young people, especially young girls, look up to you, don't you?
It's sort of a serious thing, you know? I mean, it's been so much fun to have this relationship with my fans where they get me, they understand me, and I feel like it works the other way around too. And so you have to respect that bond. There's a trust there, and it's been so fun with the way they've made my life so beautiful. And I am constantly trying to think of ways to pay them back and thank them.
Inviting strangers for early access at her house, scrolling through their profiles and personal activities, hell, she knows them some by name. Like the fans, she's attached. She's gotten personal to those outside of her world. She works hard to provide and support for those that support her. But does she know them, or do they know her on a personal level? Other than the tracks and lyrics she does? Not really. So just like the fans, she's also in some ways parasocial. Okay, maybe not like the fans, they're kind of far gone. The entertainment industry is a journey. It's a treacherous path, and it's not a luxurious lifestyle like the cameras show, because the cameras be lying to y'all. If you see a lot of rough shit, you're thinking, why would anyone dive headfirst into this with no certainty that it'd feel good or that they'd ever make it? I mean, look at idols for instance. The training lifestyle sounds awful. Many don't make that much money. You have to restrict yourself. You have to shape your body, and some don't eat a damn thing. And the career is very short-lived for many. So why do performers do it? I mean, obviously, there's the dreams of fame, wanting to put a smile on someone's face, bring a light to others' dark days, having multiple people say your name. Oh. I get it. Several people want to connect.
They talk about how it's like a problem and it's like something that happens a lot, but it's like, I don't think anybody's ever considered how it goes both ways. Just as much as like some people are like in a parasocial relationship, like so are most streamers and VTubers too.
Some of y'all might not know the story of Iron Mouse, but here's a TLDR. At first, Iron Mouse inspired to be an opera singer, but was diagnosed with common variable immunodeficiency and a lung condition, leaving her bedridden and isolated from the outside world. But where did she turn to for external connection? Streaming and VTubing.
I was in a very lonely, weird part of my life, so it's like I started VTubing for human contact and connection and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, just as much as some people are like, oh, well, I started watching VTubers for this reason, I started doing what I'm doing right now for that reason. So I feel like we have a lot in common.
She wanted to hang out with people, make them laugh, and bring them memories. She's doing that pretty damn well, to say the least. Other streamers share a similar sentiment, like Saikuno.
Basically, the way it happened was I never really had a lot of friends. Most of the time, especially in real life. Like I would have some friends online, stuff like that. So I would leave streams on all the time to make it feel like I had someone to talk to or someone wanted to talk to me. And then I started streaming to try and do the same thing, and hopefully try and make some real friends and stuff.
And now he has almost 3 million YouTube subs and living his best life, and many people he can call his friend.
It kind of worked out though.
But you're looking at people who like made it. Some people dive into this unstable and commonly short-lived industry purely because of passion, longing to connect with others, making friends, and leaving an impact. Whether it's 10 people or thousands and millions across the globe, can you make that impact? And even when creators finally get an audience, when these performers have dedicated fans,
oftentimes when I talked about parasocial relationships, I talked about how fans could be susceptible, maybe too attached to the creator. Most of the time, I've noticed over the past couple of years, it works in reverse.
So many performers get so attached to the presence of the fans. The comments commonly support them. The chat is playing into their jokes. The viewers are sending them money. The fans are the reason they managed to go from a nobody to an active somebody. So some people obsess. They self-sacrifice to their detriment. They ego search to see what the viewers are saying about them. They work their lives for the fans because it's all for the fans. So they're also in some ways parasocial. But is it bad to find inspiration today to get through the rough tomorrow?
I don't know.
Let me talk a bit about myself because I don't do it much. I'm gonna keep it hella vague and keep it to my lore.
The lore, guys, the lore!
A messenger angel failed to connect with other angels while breaking some standard rules, and as such became fallen and isolated. Going through some horrible moments in life, he turned to media and the internet to escape and find comfort. Online content and personalities inspired him to create for himself, entertain, bring dumbass laughs, provide insight, and elevate a voice to people when he couldn't find it in himself. And that's enough sentimental bullshit. Here that it is with a decent YouTube channel and virtual brand. This content thing I do and the support people give me, whether big or small, pushes me to work harder in not just this virtual life you see, but in that personal life as well. I would be lying out of my ass if I said I wasn't emotionally attached to the things I do, the fans that support me, and the other creators who push me further. So yeah, I'm a little parasocial in some ways too. I just have learned how to control it and to ground myself, and not be like some of those weird niggas. That parasocial relationship though can't be so defining, because parasocialism is a spectrum and everyone deals with it. In 2006, David Giles and John Maltby classified parasocial relationships into 3 levels of affection: entertainment social, where the celebrity is a source of gossip and entertainment; intense personal, where one may feel intense and compulsive feelings towards a celebrity; and borderline pathological, where someone feels uncontrollable behaviors and fantasies. You know, the weird stuff.
It's getting weird.
The primary element is this: how much control do you have over your feelings in the fan-creator relationship? Because that's what's needed. Everyone deals with parasocial relationships to some degree, and there are so many instances of it getting bad or people being harmed from it. From the fans of celebrities, influencers, artists, content creators, idols, VTubers, to even the personalities themselves. Media is powerful. There's nothing wrong with getting emotional and attached, as long as you know you don't take it too far and it becomes harmful. At the end of the day, parasocialism is a spectrum, or pyramid, what the hell's a shape? And there are stages and steps in the relationship. But whether it's finding the balance in these uncharted territories or breaking the cycle if it becomes unhealthy, you gotta deal with it. Because if it gets bad, that's on you for whatever consequences come. I'll leave my time with this. No matter which side you are in the spectator-performer relationship, treat those people and set the boundaries with what they deserve. Not just for the other people, but for yourself. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And hey, just learn proper control.
Only the best can do this.
And don't be weird, because some of these people are weird.
Jesus Christ, parasocial! You need to log off!
Special shout out to Liaho Listra, Luminous Cove, and Serene, as well as our fallen souls on Patreon, and all of you for making this channel possible. Anyway, I'm out this bit.